Hey everybody, happy new year. George here again. Today someone on Discord was asking about putting multiple operating systems on an external SSD, and I realized it's easy to forget just how portable an installed Linux on a hard drive is. So I just finished adding this to the documentation. You can actually install Bluefin from your USB stick onto an external USB drive. So in here, I just had an SSD that I had laying around, and I got this case on Amazon for like 13 bucks. And you have a USB-C cable, and then you can just install the OS directly onto that. And the great thing is if you use something like an NVIDIA image, you've got all the hardware covered. The AMD, Intel, the drivers are in the kernel. So you can just have a portable installation of Linux with you. So this is really handy if you don't want to commit to Linux, or if you want to dual boot, or you want to try multiple ones, but you want to daily them for a long time. And the USB-C with modern drives and USB-C, I mean, they drive great, right? You can do the inverse as well. I actually have a Windows one um, here, and Rufus, which is a tool that you use to burn Windows ISOs onto USB sticks, supports what's called Windows to go mode, which Windows doesn't actually support anymore, but the Rufus folks, I guess, figured it out. But it installs Windows similarly to like how Linux works onto the hard drive. So that's not as portable between different hardware devices because Windows flips out, right, when a bunch of stuff changes underneath it. But it's also great if you want to, let's say you have a laptop and you want to try Linux, right? You get a new drive, stick that in your laptop, take the old drive, put it in an external so you have it and you can boot off of it. Um, there's multiple things that you could do as far as having spare Windows stuff around, right? You could do like fresh install in here. If you need the app or you need the one video game, I play Destiny. I have Windows on here and Destiny 2, and that's like the last guy playing it. And what I do is I just keep this in my drawer, and sometimes it's there for a really long time, and then it boots up. You do what you need to do, and then when you shut down, it's ready to do its update anyway. And then you can boot back into your Linux machine. I also recommend this for a few reasons. We've never supported dual boot, and even if Fedora went and fixed it so there's the same grub and you can have that all integrated, I'm probably never going to support that. I think we've all learned by now that just operating systems should just not know each other's existence is the only reliable thing. Like, I want to boot into it. One of the first just recipes that we put into Bluefin was you just BIOS, which boots you into the BIOS so you can boot off that external drive. Because I prefer to do it that way. Sometimes Windows wipes Linux, sometimes the other way around. It's a mess. So that's really useful to kind of have that barrier there and then just boot off the BIOS. It's the way to go. But I like it because I actually ran out. Sometimes you just run out of room on my Linux machine because I want to use every slot in there for Linux, right? Like I have ZFS and all that stuff in there. So I don't want to spare a whole slot just because I want to play Destiny every once in a while. It's just nice to have that drawerable OS. And when I visit my parents or something, and I can always take it with me. Obviously, I'm always carrying my laptop, but it's nice to know that you can just have an OS that you can stick in a bag and boot off of stuff. I use it in my home lab a lot. I've got another one here somewhere that I can't find with a kilobator on it, which is our LTS prototype. And I'm just going to different machines and then just trying it because I don't want to go and blow away all those machines. But sometimes I might want to repurpose a machine and say, okay, your job is to be a kilobator test machine for the next 3 months. I could just plug that in and then I'm good to go. And then if I need to use the machine for something else, I could do that. Or if I wanted to swap it out or I need to add an NVIDIA card to see how that works, it's not a problem. So a lot of flexibility. I think it's really great. And just something that you've been able to do this for a long time, but sometimes you have to like take a step back and realize that like, wow, that's pretty cool. That's very handy. We should talk about that more. So that's why I put it in the docs. So with that, thank you very much and have a good one.